Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person, let's say you don't like me.
Casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Too big for Tank, you know? In reality, he's way too big for Tank.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis exploded in fury after hearing Floyd Mayweather confidently predict that Jake Paul would knock him out early. The simmering tension between Tank and his former mentor finally boiled over with this remark. Insiders say Davis felt utterly insulted that Floyd, his one-time idol, would publicly praise a YouTuber-turned-boxer seeking validation in the sport. What began as a casual prediction quickly turned into a storm of online rage, as Davis lashed out at Mayweather for betraying boxing's integrity in exchange for fame and attention.
Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person, let's say you don't like me. You don't know me, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. If everybody including Will, Will.
Question for you. Your proud father.
From the very announcement of the fight, the talk has centered on the obvious physical mismatch. Seasoned champion Terrence Crawford made his stance clear, saying outright that Jake Paul's size gives him a major edge over Tank. While acknowledging Davis's explosive power, sharp skill, and deadly precision, Crawford warned that Paul's sheer size changes everything. He even went so far as to claim that if Jake connects cleanly just once, the night could end instantly for Davis.
I wanted to get your take on the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. They just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't have no reaction, you know? I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder, you know? If it's scripted, then it's gonna be good for the fans to watch.
What do you mean by scripted? Like rigged?
Yeah, like scripted.
But none of those guys want a fucking L, right?
I think it's not a real fight. I think it's because it can't be a real fight because they ain't in the same weight. So it'd be more like an exhibition.
I think it is an exhibition, but do you think they're like, but not one person saying like, yo, I'm gonna fucking throw the match? You think?
I don't think.
Or you never know?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in there and spar. I don't think it's gonna be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money.
Former MMA star Daniel Cormier backed up that argument, speaking from a fighter's perspective. On his own show, Cormier questioned how fair this matchup really is, emphasizing the vast difference in body weight. Jake is just too big, he insisted. It's hard to look at this and call it a fair fight. He pointed out that boxing traditionally relies on weight classes to balance the playing field, but in this case, that system seems to have been tossed aside. The result, he warned, is that even the better boxer could fall victim to an overwhelming physical gap.
Boxing gets ridiculous. Gervonta Davis is fighting Jake Paul. Yesterday, they had their first press conference. One of the most recognizable things is Jake Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And two, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition.
190.
The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
Adding fuel to the debate, experts like Cormier highlighted just how dramatic that size gap is. Reports note that Davis usually fights around 136 pounds, while Jake Paul steps into the ring close to 200. Cormier acknowledged Paul's unique path in carving out a name for himself, but questioned the credibility of boxing authorities approving such an uneven contest. He suggested that Paul's advantage isn't just big, it's almost crushingly unfair, calling the matchup a test of spectacle rather than skill.
Yo, so Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Davis. I'm serious. It's real. 199 in Paul's last fight, 133.8 for Davis in his last fight. I discussed that and so much more at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific at my YouTube channel. The link will be in my bio. But hey, I thought he was going to fight Anthony Joshua. How do you end up from Anthony Joshua to Tank Davis?
Recently, Davis addressed the mounting criticism aimed his way, saying it's part of a familiar pattern. When someone stays in the spotlight too long, people start rooting for their downfall, he explained. That, he said, is exactly what happened to Floyd Mayweather. Fans once adored him, then suddenly turned on him. Davis believes the same cycle is now repeating with his own career, as admiration from the public slowly morphs into backlash and envy.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. Like that's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like it turned from love to hate.
In several interviews, Davis has openly shared that his dream fight would actually be against Floyd Mayweather himself, not out of hatred, but to prove how much he's grown since walking away from Mayweather Promotions. To him, facing Floyd would represent a battle of pride and legacy. This revelation adds even more meaning to his feud with Jake Paul, as many view the Paul fight as Davis's opportunity to break free from Floyd's shadow and claim his place as boxing's next global icon. Like Floyd before him, Tank now carries the weight of expectation and sees victory over Paul as his chance to create his own Mayweather-style legacy moment.
What's your dream fight card?
Dream fight card?
Anybody.
So there's a couple fights on there. Me versus Floyd.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
A new deal, 7-fight deal, which is music to the ears of many boxing fans. You get to see you in action for several more years. What type of names are we talking about in those 7 names?
Whoever you name, they could be in it.
If I name some fighters, can you say yes or no?
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
Ryan Garcia.
Yep.
Devin Haney.
Yep.
Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, but there's 2 people I already beat already, but yeah.
Errol Spence.
Outside the ring.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Yeah. September. November.
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Out of all of those guys, who do you think is the most difficult opponent for you?
Floyd Mayweather.
Tank has boldly stated that his skill set surpasses that of Mayweather, the very man who once guided him. He insists that his combination of strength, precision, and timing makes him a more complete fighter than Floyd was at the same stage. While Mayweather mastered defense, Davis says he blends that with an aggressive offensive firepower Floyd rarely displayed, making him, in his view, the perfect evolution of what Mayweather once represented.
For skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like nobody. I feel like my skills is way better than like Floyd. Like if I'm on my game. I take that. Right hand in hand. But skill wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody.
Floyd Mayweather, one of boxing's most iconic figures, took a young Gervonta Davis under his wing when Tank was still just a teenager. Recognizing raw talent, Floyd committed to molding him into a world champion. Their early bond was marked by deep respect and mutual admiration. Floyd often praised Davis's potential, and Davis publicly thanked Floyd for the mentorship and guidance that helped launch his career.
Floyd, let me ask you something about the business of all this. I asked you why you wanted to promote Tank when you first saw him, Gervonta Davis. Why do you think he's been able to connect with a crowd? Because he draws real crowds when he fights. That's hard to do in boxing. He gets announced at Ravens games, and he gets a big ovation, right? And now he's already fighting on pay-per-view. What is it about Tank that is connected commercially with an audience?
His aura. People like him. That Main Street, he got a boyish look. I mean, he's very marketable. As far as when you look at him, he's marketable. But when the bell rings, he's a killer, and that's what people want to see. That's no different from when I was fighting at super featherweight. When I was fighting at junior lightweight, the boyish look. But when I get in there, I wreck shop.
Their connection extended far beyond business. It was built on trust, mentorship, and belief. Davis often credited Mayweather not only for sharpening his boxing craft, but also for instilling the mindset and discipline that fueled his championship rise. For years, it seemed like a bond destined to last, one built on loyalty and the shared pursuit of greatness.
Like, okay, I'm ready now. So they came pick me up. Then he took me to the dealership. So he let me test drive this, and he also let me test drive a Charger. The Charger was too fast, and he was like, everybody at the gym would have them.
That's true, they do.
Yeah, he was like, we want to get you something different. So.
Well, you're from Baltimore. You need a Jeep on the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah.
I've watched the news.
Yeah.
What did they say back home when everybody saw the story that Floyd Mayweather bought you a very expensive car?
Not only that he bought my expensive car, he took me in.
Took you interest in you and your career, yeah?
Yeah, as a fighter, also as Floyd old enough to be my son, so I wouldn't say a big brother. So he, like a father figure and stuff like that. He took me in, and he been treating me good since I knew him. He been not only in the boxing, like working with me on boxing. He showed me like the business side and all that type stuff, and he showed me a lot, and I appreciate him and I love him forever for that.
In 2024, Davis cemented his place as one of boxing's most thrilling talents. On June 15th, inside Brooklyn's Barclays Center, he took on Frank Martin and after a rough start, ended the night with a devastating 8th-round knockout. A signature left uppercut followed by a clean left hand dropped Martin for good. That victory became Davis's 28th knockout in 30 fights, reminding the world why he remains one of the most dangerous men in the lightweight division.
Fantastic fighter, okay? So first and foremost, Tank is now 30-0 with 28 knockouts. It's like a 93% knockout ratio, which is crazy. I believe it's the highest knockout percentage of any current world champion, I believe. I would imagine Inoue is close to that, but pretty impressive anyway. He's 29 years old. He's a southpaw. He's 5'5"-ish, 5'5.5" maybe, height-wise, and he has a good reach of 67.5 inches. He's got an extensive amateur background with a great record.
So now the question remains, do you believe Tank is right when he says his skills outshine Mayweather's? Or is he underestimating what Jake Paul might bring inside that ring? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.